Welcome back everybody to the Wandering Samurai Study, in which we review and analyze every single act told in Rurouni Kenshin, and today's act is Act 22, Attack on Kanryu Mansion. So we finally have it, our separation from the Oniwaban and Kanryu Takeda. Kanryu Takeda being what felt like the primary antagonist has now kind of taken a back seat, and we get the Oniwaban. We have Aoshi Shinomori telling Kanryu that he does not control the Oniwaban, and he has no right to, 1, insult them, and 2, control over them, because they do not work for him. Which is very interesting. It's kind of like the most badass way to break up with a business partner. And we also have some really great moments with Kenshin in this one. We get the fury of the Wanderer. A man who does not play around when it comes to a person that he's trying to save. Amazing stuff. Mwah. Mwah. So without further ado, it is chapter summary time. Kenshin calls out for Kanryu to release Megumi. A quivering Kanryu attempts to bribe Kenshin to join his side as his personal bodyguard, and when that doesn't work, he requests an hour's time, secretly plotting to torture the recipe from Megumi and her death. Kanryu's request only served to light a fury in Kenshin as the group begins their accession into the mansion. Aoshi denounces the Oniwaban as part of Kanryu's control, and he prepares his fight with Kenshin. Megumi awakens to find herself on the top floor of the mansion and the return from her knife from Aoshi as he informs her about Kenshin's presence and the fight to come. Kenshin and the others find Hanyo waiting for them. And so with the end of this chapter, with the end of this volume, as a matter of fact, this is the end of volume 3, we will begin the fight with Kenshin and the Oniwaban. We've already had Kenshin fight 2 of the other members, but like this feels a lot more serious, even with Kanryu telling Aoshi no more clumsy Beshimis and Hyotokos. Like, he wants business, but you know, of course that doesn't really mean anything because Aoshi says that Kanryu is no longer in control and this fight is the Oniwaban's. And with this bit of information, we find out the motivations for the Oniwaban to be working with Kanryu in the first place, which is a bit odd to me. I don't quite know exactly what it was. It seems it's kind of a abstract plan in mind that I'm sure that we're going to get more details as the story continues, but at least for now, what Aoshi has revealed to us is that they decided to work alongside Kanryu in hopes that someday, somehow, by some means, working with this man, that they will get a challenge, a real opportunity for them to flex their muscles and to have a good fight, it seems. We'll get further into their motivations though as the story continues, as I'm not reading ahead past the current chapter that we're currently at. Each video is my current up-to-date on the story itself, as to not mix up future things with what is momentarily being talked about. So yeah, but I know that the motivations will get a little bit deeper as we go from here. But anyways, yeah, so they want a good fight, and kind of thinking about it now, kind of thinking about it out loud a little bit, I can kind of see where they were going for. I guess working in the underground, in the black market of this drug world, I'm sure that they expected to at least at one point come across somebody who would challenge them, and so I think that Kenshin coming to them or taking their bait, as it was mentioned in the previous act, that this is more than what they were expecting. Kenshin is kind of like the big whale of their venture to have a good fight. At least that's what I'm kind of feeling. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? But as far as Kanryu goes, I'm kind of enjoying seeing him being scared, being afraid of Kenshin himself. I know that part of his fear comes from being afraid that the Hitokiri Batosai is going to kill him. I know that it's a lot of where the fear is, him not understanding that Kenshin is not a man who kills anymore. But either way, he should be afraid. But there also comes the fear that his bribes, his attempt at recruiting Kenshin isn't working. And he's having a hard time wrapping his head around this. Aoshi has to explain to him numerous times why Kenshin is different from everybody else. And this is just because Kanryu and Kenshin are just fundamentally different. If Chine was the opposite of Kenshin in that Chine kills for the sport of it, Kanryu is the opposite of Kenshin in that he is not for one, he's not a swordsman. Two, he doesn't have a battle prowess, I guess. And three, all of his problems are solved by throwing money at it. And Kenshin lives a very humble lifestyle. He lives off the land as a wanderer, and he also just knows how to protect himself and knows what to do to take care of himself. He doesn't need other people to take care of him. As a matter of fact, he takes care of others. He does the laundry at the dojo. He does some of the cleaning. He does some of the cooking, I guess, when maybe Kaoru doesn't do it herself. I'm just kind of flashing back to the first episode of the anime when Kenshin was cooking and Kaoru was offended that his cooking is a lot better than hers. But even if that's not intended, it all just serves to the point though that Kenshin and Kanryu are completely different people. His world revolves around money, and money talks and money moves things in his world, whereas in Kenshin's it doesn't. And so with this, Kenshin storming the castle or storming the mansion and ready to go after Kanryu, Kanryu finds himself completely alone, because we find out here that Kenshin and Sanosuke and Yahiko, they've apparently taken out the entirety of the private army. The only reason that we will see the Oniwaban from here on out is because everybody else has been taken care of. And so with the private army gone and Aoshi essentially breaking up with Kanryu, he's completely alone in the rest of this situation, and he's very much afraid for his life. He thinks that Kenshin is coming to kill him on behalf of Megumi, and so he's bought himself at least an hour in trying to, I guess, extract information from Megumi. At least that's what it seems like. But will he actually do it? I mean, I know that Megumi survives this whole ordeal, so I don't think so. But on the topic of Kanryu and the Oniwaban, when Kanryu actually insults Hyotoko and Beshumi, and Aoshi actually doesn't take it, he says that insults to them will not be tolerated by anybody. We get to see though that Aoshi very much cares for his men. We are beginning to see that it's not just that he's the boss and they listen to him blindly. We will get to see now the fruits of the relationship cultivated between these men, as it is kind of important that we will see that from here forward, as we kind of know what will happen to the Oniwaban. But for now, in order for that to be effective, we need to see that the leader of the Oniwaban actually very much cares for his men, and he will not allow them to be insulted. But it will also just serve to show us though that the Oniwaban are very proud people. They're very proud shinobi, and so when the motivations are revealed as the story continues, we will see why exactly it is that they're so proud and so, I guess, excited for this battle to come between Kenshin and them. Why it is that they have waited so long for a moment such as this to come to them. Cool stuff. And with that, I guess we can wrap up with Aoshi and Megumi. Aoshi gives Megumi her knife back and kind of briefs her in on what it is that is occurring down there, telling her that Kenshin came to see her and that she has this knife that she can either finish what she intended to do when she arrived here, or allow herself to be tortured by Kanryu, because he is going to take on the Batosai himself, and he does not expect that he will make it into this room to save her, which is odd enough, but it's a weird way of giving, I guess, a little bit of respect to her, as in maybe in like a pity type of way. It shows though that Aoshi is not completely scum-like, and I mean that's kind of what all of this will end up leading into, that these men have some type of pride and some type of honor. It's just that either because of the times, because of the circumstances of shinobi in the current era of the Meiji, they've kind of, I guess, in a way, fallen in some type of hard times, and that is the reason why they're working with Kanryu. But they're not so bad themselves that they are scummy the way that Kanryu is, giving her the knife and saying, here, it's my way of saying thanks for bringing Batosai to me, and also I do feel for you. Your life is a pity, and I feel sorry for you. If you decide to end your life, here you go. It's a really weird way of showing, I guess, a little bit of a bit of humility to Megumi. It's strange. I like it though. But you know, it's Kenshin. I like a lot of Kenshin, so I don't think I'm ever really going to be saying that I don't like a whole lot. But yeah, and again, this really just serves as a way of showing the difference between Kanryu and showing the differences between the Oniwaba and the different type of people that work together. It kind of also just, it shows that different people kind of come together for different reasons, and how some unlikely relationships are formed in this way. I don't know, it's all very interesting either way. But yeah, so with that, we have Kenshin and Hanya coming head to head, and that is the end of Volume 3. What do you guys think of this? You know what, I'm also just kind of curious myself. Are you guys reading the chapters, or are you guys kind of just letting me kind of brief you in on the chapters themselves? I'm just very curious. Please let me know below. But for anybody else who kind of just stumbled on this video, if you like this video and you want to see more, then consider subscribing to the channel and start at video 1 and make your way up, because we have now 22 videos in this video series, and I'm hoping to make it to the end of Rurouni Kenshin. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in Volume 4 and the continuation of Kenshin versus the Oniwaban. Bye, chan.